Okay, guys, we are back. So I'm just going to quickly, while people are joining, I'm going to quickly add our guests again. Thank you guys for coming back. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly send a request. Share.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, darling.
No worries at all.
Thank you for giving me extra time. Let me add Lizzie and we would just proceed. So yeah, you guys have been sharing the tea, like you because it's funny how I keep on going back to this, but you'll be surprised, even the younger generation, because and what triggered this for me, apart from as a topic, I've always had it in mind. It's something I was like, oh, when I started, they're definitely going to do this, and I definitely had you in mind. Oh, thanks, Tiffany. But then it was I stumbled upon a conversation, I would say, and it was just something that someone said, and so I was like, oh, that would never be me. Obviously, apart from the, their situation now, even in 2021, people actually opt to have children on their own. At least in the world we live in this day. But then some people find themselves in that situation, so you don't want to be making statements like that because you don't know anyone's story. So you shouldn't just be saying that, So that's one of the things that really pushed me. I was like, nah, definitely, I have to do this. Let me just try adding Lizzie one more time. I don't know if she's okay. I think she's there now. She'll be joining us shortly. So yeah, that was really like even if you have your,
I can't really blame her. I would look on that comment with empathy for two reasons. One is, like, Nigeria has told you that is such a bad thing to be, right? There's some spaces that I don't go to because I think that just the way they look at, I feel like I should be ashamed, and I would dissociate from spaces like that because it's just the way we are as a people.
Yeah.
Simple, right? And then two, quite frankly, it is not the easiest thing. If it's not something that you want to do for yourself, if it's not something that you opt into, fair enough, right? But people need to be more thoughtful in the way that they frame these positions. That
exactly. It's you don't know people's stories. You don't know what led them to be in that situation. You don't know what they're going through because it's not easy. So you should be very watchful and mindful of what you say, even if you have your own opinion. If you're in a public space, keep it to yourself. Is what it is. So, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in again. She and Chu were just, sharing rubbing minds while we're waiting for Lizzie to join. So, like I said earlier, the first part of this episode is already live on my IGTV, so you can go catch up if you're just tuning in. And I have one very important question to go through that will probably lead to more discussions. But if you do have any questions for Seun or Lizzie, please use this opportunity to start sending them in now. You can use the question box down below to start sending that in so that they can answer your questions within the 30 minutes that we have, because I'm going to try as much as possible to stay within the time. So guys, this question, I'm sure you guys have been waiting for this because is the most important question for me. Others are important, don't get me wrong, but this is important because even for me personally, I'm just 7 months in. I'm still trying to balance mom life, marriage, personal life, and still my, and my career and things I want to do. So I want you guys to. So how has it been? How are you guys been able to balance mom life, your business, your career, and then your personal life? Because you definitely have to find time for yourself. So how have you been able to, do this? You can go first on this one.
Right. So people ask me, like, why do you have such a big house? I'm just like, do you know what, like, the system it takes for my life to run? It's an entire system, right? There's somebody who's just like a nanny for the kid. And then I have people who work on my team for my business. I have a PA who helps me with small tasks for my day job. Like, that's how detailed my system is. Because if I don't do that, I'm going to be a vegetable, and quite frankly, I don't like to stress myself, right? So the only way to make it work is do something that's good, that you're creating enough value to other people and be a blessing to them, right? Your status as a single mother doesn't exclude you from that, okay? And curate an environment that people are happy to be a part of. I love the sound of laughter and just joy and people eating good food in my space, and that's something that draws people in, right? Now, as for my personal life and like other things that I do, girl, if it's not on my calendar, it's not happening. Okay, so my friends know, like, listen, if you want to see Seun, send her calendar invites, and they set reminders for that, you know, slot, because it can get really complicated. There would always be a clash. There's always something that's coming up. I'm about to move somebody's meeting from Sunday morning to Sunday evening because I'm sorry, I just can't do it, right? So it's super difficult. So this, for example, this morning, I just got a note that my son was supposed to dress up as Santa today, and yes, and I just found out this morning, or I just read the WhatsApp message this morning, and I had to scramble, and I had a speaking engagement in Yaba at 11 a.m. and I leave all the way across town, right? The ball must not drop. And I had to ship something to my boss early in the morning before 11. So all of those things happened at the same time. I had to call my friend's driver. Look, I'm going to need to be pressing laptop on my way to the event. Please drive me so that I can get things done, right? So have no problem, one, building structure, two, asking for help, because there are people who are willing to. So build a community of people who love you, who love, and use them.
That's really, really good, because, and you know, I actually had a topic on this. I think this was episode 3 or 2, no 3, and I had Tosi on.
Tosi,
you know her, she's here, right? Instagram. Yeah, she's here right now. And that was the topic for her. It was balancing mom life, career, and more. And literally everything you said is having a structure, having people around you. You know, it can't. We are actually underestimate having help, because sometimes even if it's just one person, it goes a long way. You know, because it takes that time that person would take out to help you with that thing. You can accomplish a lot of things within that time. You know, so it's really important, and finding a balance is really, really important, because if you're doing everything by yourself, you have to find a balance between routine activities, between necessary activities and leisure activities. You need to have a balance between the three, because if there's no balance, you're going to lose it at some point, and you need to be in the right mental state for your child. So you couldn't have answered that any better. So Lizzie, over to you. How have you been able to balance mom life, business? Because I know you started a business and it hasn't been easy, and then still you have your personal life. So how has this been for you? Have you been able to, you know?
I mean, I have my days. I can't even like think, oh, I got this. Like, there's one cape I used to wear and everything is just always going smoothly. No, like, okay, me, I always have stories. There was one day I went to drop my son in school, and then there's this other mom, like, we always greet each other every morning. And then that particular morning, I just woke up grumpy, like, for no reason. Like, I just woke up grumpy. Nothing happened. I just woke up and said that today I'm squeezing my face throughout. I dropped my son and she's like, what's wrong with you? Like, you don't seem happy. And I'm like, nothing. Like, today I just woke up grumpy. Like, so I have days like that where I just wake up and I feel like it's a routine thing. Like, I know what I'm going to do. I know where I'm going to in the house. I know what comes next. Pack lunch box, do this from this time to this time I'm working, from this time I get up, I must finish a certain number of things before I go and pick him up. So like there are days when I get him, I'm like, oh, again, like we're going through the same routine again, and I hate routine. So for me, I just try to chip in fun things. Like I maybe instead of like coming back home straight when I drop him in the morning, I decide to work out, or I go and eat ice cream, or I just do anything that will make me sane and happy that day. And then I also found out that doing something that helps other people, just like she mentioned, like just when I wake up and I feel like, oh, today, like I can actually help somebody. Today I can put out something that's gonna encourage somebody. Like that already makes me okay. Like so there's stuff, I know you know now, like there's this audio thing I've been doing for like a couple of weeks now. Then there are videos I do every Friday. Like those little things there. Me, I don't even care whether people are watching or who are not watching. In my mind, I just feel like I'm important for today. God woke me up today. I'm important. I must do something today. So I'll go and talk and I'll put it. Maybe one person will listen to it and be encouraged. Maybe it's just, maybe it can be like an anonymous donation to somebody that will, do you get, like those little things, like they keep me sane. Like when I wake up, I'm just like, yes, I'm not just a mom. I'm not just an autopilot. Like there are other things. I'm important in this world. Like, do you get, I can sometimes, you know, when you talk to other people and it kind of seems like they're far ahead of you. Like when I talk to my friends and I go, oh, I'm doing this now. Oh, I'm doing this now. And now, because me, I'm a mom and I might not have as much support as other moms have. So for me, it's kind of, yeah, you mentioned the delegating thing, but I might not have as much help as other moms have. So it's really me taking on a whole lot. There are a whole lot, and the kind of person I am, I don't like sharing when I'm going through stuff. I prefer to share when I'm going through stuff. Like I prefer, oh, okay, like come and see. Come, let me tell you my story. Like I went through this and see how I came. I'm always happy to talk and share. Like, oh, I went through this and like see how it turned out for me. It's gonna be good for you too. I feel like I don't want to burden other people with what I'm going through, because it's just like, what, I know it's kind of a wrong way of seeing things. Like you should always be open to accepting help, but I think it's a process for me. Like I'm getting there. So how do I balance it all? Like I said, like I try to break my routine. I do things that keep me sane, and I try to find purpose each day. Like each day, like I must, when I'm going to bed, I feel satisfied. Like outside conquering my mom goals, conquering my business goals, like I actually helped somebody today. I actually was a blessing to somebody today, and it actually keeps me stable. It keeps me safe. So I don't focus on anything that isn't going as smoothly as I want it to go. I don't focus on the things that aren't going right. If I focus on all that, everything outside, like it just keeps me sane. Like I'm able to just keep moving. So that's what works for me.
That's good. And it's funny how you guys have, and I like the fact that you guys give different answers. So it's different perspectives basically. So at least people can see that there are different ways to handle it. However it works for you, you know, and that's what I always tell people, even when I stay at the show, I say, oh, pregnancy and mom life is different for everyone. And that's one thing I've noticed among all the mothers I've brought on the show. I always say, do what works for you, because everyone has a different way of handling and balancing their lives, you know. So in the long run, it's you that has the child, it's you that has the business, it's you that's going to work. So you have to do what works for you and what works for your mental health, because I can't stress this enough. Because some people just get trapped into their routine activities, forgetting that necessary activities are still there. Things like, oh, doctor's appointment, the little things, you know, paying your bills. So people forget, wake up in the morning, autopilot, like Lizzie said, wake up, brush your teeth, take baby to school, go to work. You know, you're just like a robot. You don't have time to actually unwind. It doesn't have to be, going to a club or going for a party. It could be the little things as ways to get your nails done. You know, or going to the gym, as you said.
I don't play with it. It's part of it. I do not. I'm not in a good position to create value. The same value that is making me money, I don't joke with it. So, and everybody understands. I'm seeing my cousin here. I'm sure she's just laughing because she says I'm spoiled, right? And she doesn't joke with enjoyment, right? Because you must pour into yourself, right? And nobody else is going to advocate for that.
Definitely.
Only you are going to have to put your foot down and say, I'm going to just block this time. I'm going to go to the spa. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do my nails. People know me. There's some things that are just always on fleek on my body. I don't play with that. Okay? No.
Okay.
My nails are always done, you know. And these are the things that also feed into your sense of self-worth, right? You are subconsciously telling yourself, I'm worth taking care of, because that thinking can fade if you don't tend to yourself, right? And the same way, the way you treat yourself outside of even your child, the way you treat yourself is how you're teaching other people to treat you too.
Treat you.
So don't so don't like hide on that. Okay, I'm a single mom and I'm busy. You are not busy. You are, yes, life is like
you're not the best. You're not even just single. You're not the first to be a mother.
It's
so
important. Like, advocate for just your own self-care. Like, I know that I even do it too much, that there's some things for myself that I cannot tell anybody because people will shout.
Please do it all, whatever it is. And it's just like I was having a conversation with one of my friends the other day. She was like, how do you even find time to wake up in the morning to work out? I was like, girl, working out is my escape when I wake up in the morning. Because when I wake up in the morning, sometimes I'm just like, nah, today is not the day. But then I wake up, I wear that workout clothes. Even if I know I'm not ready to do it, shame will not let me take it off. And I feel, even if it's just 30 minutes, I feel much better. Like, it gives me that drive to go about my day. It can even just be as little as taking a shower, taking a bath, soaking in the bath for 40 minutes. You know, it's just for you to think. No child, just you. Like, light that candle, play that music, whatever it is. It is very, very important, because if you don't take out time from your routine activities to take care of necessary and leisure activities, your mental state is not going to be. At some point, you will break down. And some people, I think I was having a conversation. This guest I had the week previously, she said there was a night she went to bed really early. Her kids went to bed. She woke up that morning. She went to bed at maybe 9. She was so happy that she slept. She actually slept throughout the night. Woke up that morning, just got out of bed. She didn't even wake up, like, maybe get out of the bed to, like, fast or whatever, but she just passed out. And they had to call an ambulance and stuff. And then she was like, I'm fine, I slept well. And then doctor was like, well, your BP is over the roof, blah, blah. And she's like, how? Because she was so stuck in her routine activities that she wasn't even realizing that she wasn't taking time out for herself. So she said from that day, she vowed that, nah. Because what if she actually just slumped and that was the end? Honestly, who will take care of those kids that you think you're slaving for? You know what I'm saying? So these little things that people think, oh, it's too much. I can't. You know, there's this thing called mom guilt that a lot of people just like, when they're doing something that's out of not taking care of their child, or taking care of maybe doing work that will bring money for the child, they feel like, oh my God, people are going to judge me. But it actually is a mental state of mind. Mom guilt is actually a thing. So it's what it is, and you guys have answered this question. If we come back, stay here, we're going to keep on going on this topic. So, but let me see. Someone has some questions have already come in. And like I said, guys, please send in your questions if you have any now, because we have, like, say, 13 minutes left. So I'm just going to go through one of the questions that has come in, so you guys can go through that. And then if that's all we have, I'm sure you guys have answered most of the questions. because I think we're
I have a suggestion. I think we should just take one question each. We both don't have to answer one question. You can decide.
Oh yeah, true. But for now, it's just just one that has come in. I think one of the other one was in the comments, but it wasn't exactly a question. I'll say it was a comment. So, and we've kind of answered it. But let me just go through this one quickly. It's like some parents refuse co-parenting to protect the kids. So the question basically is, what are your takes on co-parenting? and yeah, this question, I think both of you would definitely want to answer, because you definitely probably have different views to this. So who wants to go first? I'll leave that to you guys. Oh yeah, okay, true.
Nope.
Lizzie, like, not me.
I think that there are two things to consider, right? The first one would be, what is your assessment of the mental state of this person? Is this person going to stay kind as a father to this child? And is he going to be a constant presence? Does he model the kind of person that I would like my child to be, right? That's, and then two, if you decide that I don't think that this person is going to make for good presence for my child, but the child is asking because he's heard my daddy at school, and he's wondering, who's my dad, right? So I've done therapy over the last 2 years, and that's when I learned that even if you don't agree with this person being a constant presence, at least facilitating an introduction and doing sort of supervised visits where at least this child knows that this person is my father, and you are in control of what those interactions look like, then it's healthy for the child. But if you've made the assessment that this person is cooperative, this person wants to make the co-parenting relationship work, and they're respectful, you can then open the door and start to design something that, okay, maybe see once in 2 weeks, and then you can move it to once a week, right? And see how things go. But your primary job, if you're going to open that door, your primary job is to have, hawk eyes and look out for the safety, the happiness of your child. If that is going to be questioned, shut that door back.
Have I told you guys that?
Right back, girl.
Let me see. Yeah, I want to believe that you have literally just said, you couldn't have said it any better. Just before I say anything on that, Lizzie, do you have anything to add to what Seun has said in terms of co-parenting?
She said it all, basically. I'm prioritizing the child's mental health, his emotions. That's just priority. The child is the important factor. So if you, just like Seun said, everything she said, I just don't want to repeat it because of time. If it's safe for the child, if it's healthy for the child mentally, the person, and then the person in question is willing, because it takes two to actually make it work, and the person is actually willing to, or is interested in being present. By all means, please, make it happen.
That's good. Thank you guys so much for answering that question. I want to believe the lady who asked that question, I hope they have answered it to your expectations, or answered whatever doubts or whatever it is you're feeling in terms of that particular topic. So no other question is coming. I want to believe that we have kind of answered, because most of the questions I did ask you guys led into the answers you guys gave, answered most things. Let me see. Someone made a comment saying, "I agree with Seun to a major extent."
My dear, I agree.
It's really
because
difficult in real life.
It now, and
I agree
because sometimes I want it to happen.
Okay.
Sometimes, but it's a dance that you're going to perfect. Give it a chance. If it's too difficult for you, exempt yourself from that whole situation. Again, leverage support, right? My family was very, I at first didn't have the emotional fortitude to even be in the room when he was meeting his father. I couldn't do it. If not, I don't know, sit on the floor and start crying, or I wasn't ready for it.
You were not just ready.
But my family stepped in and just sort of chaperones that whole interaction, and that's how this thing started, right? And when I was ready, I then took control of the whole situation and said, okay, I would start to work with you to make this happen, right? So give yourself time. It's super difficult, and I would say see a therapist, because yeah, mine got to, you know, listen to my tantrums.
Yeah, it's well,
Yeah.
like I said, we're not going to start going into the story, but yeah, definitely there was a background story there, and definitely you had to deal with your personal situation first before leading into that. You had to be personally mentally ready for it, so it's totally understandable. What, like you said, what works for each and one person might not. So it's to each his own in the long run. Yeah. A question just came in, and time is running out really quick. But this particular question, if I don't put it out there, I'm sure the person will come for me. So you guys, it says, how is it like dating as a single mom? Who wants to answer that question?
Because she looks like she's going on a
Easy, answer the question.
Dating as a single mom is one thing. Dating as a Christian is another thing. Me, I'm speaking for myself, please. I'm not trying to impose anything on anybody. So dating as a single mom is one thing, and then dating God's way is another thing. So somebody on this live may not relate to most of the things I'm about to say. So yeah, you get approached, like people DM you, people want to take you out, people want to get to know you and all of that. Sometimes you meet people who are like, because me, once you meet me now, like I mentioned, right off the bat, I'm Vido's mom, so I don't think it's something I have to stall and wait to your indie, then I now drop like some sort of bombshell. So it's like, as I'm introducing myself.
I'm sorry to cut you, Lizzie. They said they want answers from both of you. So you guys remember that I was supposed to make you guys leave this live.
Now added love and light.
You just said love and light. So please, let's try to Lizzie, try to make your answers quick so that Chewu can go through and I'll release you guys, please. I don't want anybody coming for me that I'm taking up their Friday night, please. They've given me 1 hour 30 minutes already. So Lizzie, continue, please.
Yeah, so you meet people, you meet different people, but I think I don't really want to go into it. I know what I want. I know, as in I know my worth, I know what I want, I know what I think I need for my son, and I'm not just making that decision based off of maybe looks, money, or anything superficial. Like I'm looking for depth. Like I already know what I want. So I think eventually, when I see what works for me and I'm willing to submit to that, then yeah, that will happen. But dating happens. You meet ABC, all kinds of people. I'm not here to like describe anybody, because what I've noticed is everybody's at different stages in their life. Everybody's at different seasons. So you meet somebody who is just here to party and have a good time. You meet somebody who is ready to settle down now. Like everybody's just different. So I think until you find the person that works for you, then maybe that will happen. Yeah. I don't know what else to say with that.
That's fine. Cheryl, what's your take on that?
First of all, have an interesting story. Back with my son, there was this guy, my firm, who approached me thinking, okay, well, now you're a single mom, I'm here to like save you. So you should like be working with me.
Oh my god! I'm sorry. Okay,
I caught pretty early.
Oh my god!
I'm just like, okay. No, that is not a dynamic that I. And so because I learned that how Nigerian men are single moms, again, back to
yes, they are here to save you.
Money stops in. Okay, money usually stops insults. And when they find that you have a bit more control and agency over your life, the conversation changes, right? And the kind of men that I was sort of talking to then, and then the kind of conversations I have now. Okay. So because I caught that really early, my focus was just, I'm not going to enter into a committed, because more often than not would think that he's my redemption. And that's just not something that I want in a long-term relationship. Absolutely not. So, tell you what I'm going to spend my time and energy doing. It gave me space to build quality relationships. Like, my friends are literally like the loves of my life, right? And so, like, I then have space to think very clearly about the choices I get to make when it comes to having an relationship. Yeah. So that's my experience so far.
Yeah, I just want to add to what Seun said. That saving part.
I hate
that
it. I absolutely hate it
every time. It's like,
I'm here to save you.
Have a child.
Save me from
I'm
what?
here, like, and then you said, yeah, you mentioned something about like how society, and I forgot to mention this. Like, usually if you're a single mom, like, they just expect you to marry like a divorcee, or be dating somebody that has like 5 kids too, because I mean, you can't be taking our single guys now. You have baggage, right?
Wow.
You get so, like, I forgot to mention this earlier. Like, we get that in whole lot. It's like, you have baggage, you be pregnant with somebody who has baggage as well. Like, you can't just see it. Like,
why?
And it's like, why? Like, I deserve the best.
I mean, me saying that,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
exactly. And this isn't me saying that people who have kids or who have, previous marriages are not like top of the line choices, because I personally think that I'm a top of the line choice. Okay.
Yeah.
But don't exclude me. Don't put me in a box. I will absolutely not accept.
Yeah, don't already assume and be like, oh, this is what you're good for. Like, this is who you're good for. Don't even look like, just look. In fact, just start searching online now. Divorcee. Like, it's like, why? So that happens.
And this is the same thing I was saying to you, Seun, about people. Like, you have your opinion, keep it to yourself. Don't walk up to somebody and why would you come to someone and tell them you have baggage to look for someone that has baggage?
People tell me,
I'm sorry,
woman that will fit you, woman that will take your son. Nigerian.
You get.
I'm just like,
it's not 50 years and above.
This your Nigerian advice.
Those are the ones that will be why?
It's no, like, see, they've got some people, it's ridiculous. It's appalling.
Yes.
I don't know, like, why would you say that to someone? Like I said, whatever you're thinking, keep it to yourself. You don't have to say everything that you think.
Actually trying to you and give you, like, this is how I would advise my daughter. Come on, it's a new white man.
Please keep it to yourself. Sit on that thing. Now, what was that? And it's so annoying because you get this thing a lot, especially from like back home in Africa. Yeah. Don't advise me. I did not.
Don't be upset. Love.
Wow, I'm upset. I'm sorry. Guys, I told you that. I told you guys that I did not want to exceed this time. You're adding more questions.
When you invited 2 people that like to talk.
No, it's not. Yeah, actually, when someone said, how do beauty standards affect dating as a single mom? I heard someone mention snapback privilege, and it made my heart sink.
I think touchy subjects, and I like, I remember seeing Elizabeth at this event, and she had just given birth, and I was just like, God, am I not to, like, because that was not my experience. Like, I had such a rough time just like accepting my new body, but I don't think these things matter, and they shouldn't matter to you. I'm actually proud of myself because I'm still on that, just like accept your new body, etc. But like, not picking you get, you're not keep person. So your body is should be loved in the way it was, beautiful as it is now. And if you make changes to it, then do that. But like, snapback culture is toxic. Just do your best. Exactly. So just,
especially on social media,
everybody that is constantly putting that in your face. It is a lie. It is wrong, and it's destructive. Don't listen to it.
Because the thing is, that's why even as much as I don't know, I think someone asked when we were talking about like the fact that I work out and stuff, and someone was like, "Oh, where do you find the time?" I said, "Well, for me, before baby and before any fitness has always been a thing for me. Like I'm all about it, you know. So it's more of an escape for me now than anything else, you know. So when I was having a conversation with one of the moms previously, and then she made a comment. I was telling her about there's a lady, she's a celebrity. I really can't. She's married to a celebrity, but I think she's popular too. I can't remember her name. So I think I noticed that we were pregnant at the same time. This lady gave birth 2 days, I think 2 days after me. Her stomach looked like she didn't even have a child, right? And then somebody was like, I saw people commenting on there like, "Oh my God, that I wish this was me. Oh, I can't believe this is not me. How did you do it? Oh, I'm gonna kill myself now." And I'm just like, and I was there. Obviously, me that just gave birth, I'm just looking at it. I'm like, I can't even work. And for me, I want to work out. I can't work out. I just had the CS. I can't probably work out in the next 10 weeks. And I'm just there like, okay, should I actually be commenting and be looking at this thing right now? And it's the little things that social media does to you. I wasn't looking for this content. It just appeared for some strange reason. And it was sad that at that point in time, these were things that I was probably thinking about. But then for some reason, it just appeared on my timeline. Like literally, I was just seeing women that just giving birth and were just snapping back. And I'm just like,
do everything.
You know, block. You understand? So these things, as much as people don't really talk about it, it is there. Some people are lucky enough to bounce back really fast. Some people take 6 months. Some people take a year. Some people take 2 years. At your own pace, do what works for you, and don't be forced to do what the social media or what you're seeing online and starve yourself. You cannot breastfeed your child just because you feel like, oh, you're going to eat more when you're breastfeeding. You know, things like this. But is what it is. We can't, like I said, if we keep on going.
So like,
please, no more
questions. To add to that, like a simple rule of thumb that I use for content is if this content that I'm consuming now, this account or this person, reinforces a message inside me, not good enough, or I'm not worthy, I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to unfollow it. Like I have a choice and I have that control to curate the kind of content that I'm going to get to consume, right? So if I keep seeing from this account or from this, you know, hashtag or whatever, that like if it's reinforced, especially if it's a fear that I'm already nursing, an insecurity that I'm already nursing, if it would reinforce that message to tell me that I'm bad or I'm not worthy of snapback, or more like mute, unfollow. If it's my close friend, I will just mute you, and I'll come back and check if your content now has sense. If it does, then I would unmute you, right?
Yeah. I do that all the time too. And I mean, I don't know, everybody's body is different, and you also have to put genetics into consideration. Like, don't go and kill yourself or enjoy
like be kind. Generally, don't say be kind
just
to yourself.
Be kind to your body.
You just did a great thing.
And when people say, "Oh, Lizzie, like you were able to snap back," I'm like, see, you cannot compare. Was I happy? Do you know if I was eating? You want to come and use skinny body to now be measuring snapback?
Exactly.
Do you understand? Like, do you know where I was mentally? I just had a baby and I was looking like L. Do you know where I was mentally? That is why you should not compare your own body, your journey to someone else's. Just embrace whatever it is you're going through and go through it. Like, that's it.
Well, thank you guys so you don't even know. Oh, someone said added 30 kg with my second child. Took me 9 months after to lose it. Like, and it's so true. Someone said, I think social media makes it hard, and some of these things are not real. Most of them are not real. Some of them literally just gave birth to the child. From the giving birth, they went in straight for lipo to heal. So don't be comparing yourself to these people, because you don't know what people are doing. You don't know what people went through. So just, you know, it's what it is. But someone said something again. Okay, this is the last one, guys. My final take: whatever a parent does, never play victim. Keep being positive for your child. for the first time, I stumbled on something really good and sensible. Can't wait any longer. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. We are going now. Okay, guys. Thank you that you did appreciate this. Guys, I actually have to let you guys know. Thank you for sparing an extra 10 minutes of your time, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for taking out time from your busy evening and baby time to come share with me and people on Instagram. I'm sure everybody really appreciates that someone to take something away from this. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Seun.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a blessed weekend, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye, Amy. Bye.
Bye, darling. Bye. Lizzie, you don't want to go. You want to stay with me? All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in again after the last hour and being here for the extra 30 minutes. I really appreciate you guys. If you're just tuning in to this live for the first time, I do this every Friday from 7 to 8. My previous episodes are all live on my IGTV. This episode will be live also on the next on my IGTV also. So thank you again for tuning in, and please share this with your family and friends. Till my next episode, love and light. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.